Hey, this is the most underrated smartphone under 15,000. Now, let me explain. See, if you have a light budget, you open up Amazon or Flipkart and you're looking to buy a smartphone around 15 to 17,000. It looks like there are so many options that it even gets confusing. Some phones have bigger batteries, but then it has an LCD display. And some phones have a good software experience, but the camera is below average and has no charger in the box. Or wait, then there are phones with a good display and camera, but the software is not that good. But we as Indian consumers, our funda is very simple. Whenever we are buying a smartphone or anything, it should be like Sharma ji ka beta, all-rounder. And currently if you see, there is no all-rounder, or is it? Infinix has launched its all-new Infinix Note 50s 5G Plus. It comes with up to 144Hz curved AMOLED display, 5500 mAh battery, 8GB LPDDR5X RAM, all of this at 14,999 with offers and discount. Sounds interesting, right? Well, we'll test this out together because then there are other smartphones around 15,000 which are also good. And also the dark reality of budget smartphones in India. Prateek, TechWiser, let's go. So you get this big box. I love big boxes. Inside you get the phone, some paperwork, a set of cool stickers, a case, a 45-watt fast charger, along with a Type A to Type C cable. So everything you need is inside the box. Now we'll not do a regular first impressions video. Wherever necessary, we'll compare the Note 50s with the other phones in the competition to see if this is actually that better or underrated. Now the first thing that grabbed my attention here was the design. It has vegan leather with a pattern printed on the back, and this looks and feels quite different. The vegan leather here helps to grip the phone, and in case if you don't like the vegan leather variant, then it comes with a metallic back with two other colors. And the moment you lift the phone, it feels quite light in the hands, and this is perfectly balanced, just like it should be. And it weighs around this much. Also, the phone is very slim. It also has this big camera island here, and this might be raising your curiosity. Is there a telephoto camera or is it an ultra wide angle camera? Well, we'll get to that in just a moment. But this thing here is not a camera lens. It is called a halo light. So whenever you open a game or when you plug in the phone to charge or get phone calls, it glows, just like this halo. The Note 50s here comes with a military grade certifications if you're hearing it for the first time in simple words. So basically you test the phone for 16 types of situation, extreme cold and even hot situations, vibration, shocks, everything. And there are a bunch of tests. So by US military standard, it gets this certification. So if your phone has that accidental fall, it can handle all of that. But again, user case, use tempered glass. Accidental fall in smartphone and stock market is not covered under warranty. Feel the pain. Now, design choices are subjective, but mostly in the budget segment, build quality is not the place where a lot of companies pay attention. But what you should pay attention to is the display. And it's simple. In budget, you either get an LCD display or AMOLED display under 15,000, and the formula is very easy. If you get an LCD display like the Vivo T4X, you will get a higher 120Hz refresh rate. But if you get AMOLED, it will most likely be 60 or 90Hz. But the Note 50s comes with not 120 but 144Hz AMOLED display here. So overall the phone feels smooth in operations. But you would ask, Prateek, does everything run at 144Hz? Well, if you keep the refresh rate too high, only in phone settings and messages it goes up to 144Hz refresh rate. Rest system-wide, you get 120Hz refresh rate. Apart from this, if you compare the display here with CMF Phone 1 and Note 50s, I'm not sure how much you can see on the camera, but in real life, the Note 50s looks sharper and colorful. But kudos, the Note 50s here supports HDR on YouTube, and the display is not low quality. In fact, it can go up to 1300 nits of peak brightness, and even outdoors in peak Delhi summers, the display of the Note 50s is brighter than your career. And that brings me to the cameras. The Note 50s here comes with a main camera with the Sony IMX682 sensor and a 2-megapixel macro camera. If you compare the cameras here with the Realme P3 and CMF Phone 1, the colors in the CMF Phone 1, they look plain dull. Like in this photo, both Realme and Note 50s look good, and we took a lot of photos. The CMF 1 photos side by side look just plain bland and dull. And in terms of HDR, we took this photo against harsh sunlight, and if you see, again, the CMF makes the whole photo dull. P3 has made the photo black, like this is very bad HDR. On the other hand, Infinix was consistent with color and light control. And the next photo we clicked in 2x, CMF Phone 1 made it like an oil painting. Again, I think they need to fix it big time with a software update. The P3 has messed up really bad, again boosting the blacks. The Note 50s here looks sharp and consistent in terms of colors. Now in selfies, the photos from the Note 50s and P3 look good, whereas the CMF Phone 1 has this boosted yellowish color. In videos, all three phones can shoot max at 4K 30 FPS, and the video from the Note 50s would grab your attention because it has good stabilization as well as colors. Now smartphones under 15,000 generally don't have that good video capability, so my expectations were pretty low. But in terms of photos, majorly, I was surprised to see that Infinix is doing a really good job. Now in terms of battery, the Note 50s comes with a 5500 mAh battery, and in my short usage of scrolling reels, playing games, clicking pictures, and all of that on a single charge, it easily lasted me a day without any issues. And speaking about charging, it supports 45 watt of fast charging. Charger comes inside the box, and it takes almost an hour to charge the phone to 100%. The battery and charging is quite on par with other phones in this price range, except the CMF Phone 1 because it doesn't come with a charger in the box. Now, the reason to call this phone underrated is mainly the software, because the Note 50s is running on the XOS based on the latest Android 15 out of the box, and from UI and feature wise, this skin is pretty underrated. Now in the UI, if you see the settings page or notification or the quick settings panel, the UI overall here looks quite minimal. It comes with some interesting gestures, like if you're playing music on your phone, just swipe left or right on the screen to change tracks. This one I used quite a lot. If you're getting a phone call, then directly raise the phone to your ear and the call is received. Next, if you download this PC client on your Windows laptop, you have an open ecosystem here as well. So I have these 3 photos that I want to share with my laptop. So instead of doing multiple taps and sending the file to my laptop, I'll just select the photos and double tap with 3 fingers, or do Ctrl V, and boom, the files are copied to my laptop. And of course, how can we forget AI features? The Note 50s comes with Infinix AI. Like, a phone in 2025 without AI features is like getting a reply from your crush. Like, sorry to break it to you, but highly impossible. Now suppose you have a PDF of a book of software engineering and you're looking for the waterfall model. Well, instead of searching it manually, reading the bookish definition, just upload the doc here and ask it to summarize. And see, boom, you have your summary ready. And can handle complex queries as well. Like, what's the difference between Agile and waterfall model? And gives the result. So this Folax AI here can help you do your padhai smartly. And apart from this, it also has an AI call summary. So after having a conversation, it would show the summary of the call you had. This is helpful for the calls you make for your office work. Along with this, if you go to the gallery, it has AI eraser. So circle on the unwanted object and done. And also, if you circle on some new gadgets that you see on TechWiser Instagram Reels, you can get buying links for that. And also follow, San makes pretty awesome content. There are also some pre-installed third-party apps which you can easily uninstall. So overall in software, I feel the XOS or the Note 50s is feature-rich and has AI, which other phones in this price range rarely do. Now you might be thinking, so far it seems this phone is too good to be true, right? There must be some catch. Well, not exactly. And that brings me to the performance. The Note 50s here comes with a MediaTek Dimensity 7300 Ultimate processor. If you play COD Mobile, the Note 50s can play it at 90 FPS. The gameplay was smooth, there is no heating issues as such. But 15,000 is a category where you don't buy a phone majorly for gaming. You buy it for other real-life tasks. These days, many people use their phones to edit their videos, for putting up story, reels, etc. And if you see side by side, the 50s exports the video faster than the Realme P3, and this is not just one time. We tried multiple times to render the video, and every single time in our test, the Note 50s was faster. And this is majorly because the Note 50s comes with the latest LPDDR5X RAM. So what's the conclusion here? Is the Infinix Note 50s the best smartphone under 15,000? See, here's what's happening in the 15 to 20,000 price range. Understand this, there is a theory called ladder of aspiration. A lot of brands came in 2020, they launched good budget phones at 15,000, and there was always a pro variant of it at 20,000, which had pretty much the same features but some extra features like OIS, faster charging, to just make you spend 5,000 more. So if your need was 15,000, they generated a want for 20,000. And these brands like Realme and Redmi, they kept on getting more premium and premium. Eventually, they are now just serving your wants, not need. And you keep on spending money. And this shows even in the data. The average selling price of a smartphone roughly stands around 22,000. And a major reason for that is lack of good smartphones under 15,000. The space for value for money smartphones is empty, and I feel this smartphone fills the gap because it has got the basics right. It has a good display, camera, battery, and feature-rich software. Even the performance for daily tasks here is good. Infinix Note 50s here stands out like a solid all-rounder phone in this price range. It deserves some love from the audience. So if you're someone who is about to get into college or buying phone for your parents or getting a phone for the first time, you can check this out. Let us know what are your thoughts on this one. On that note, this is signing off. See you in the next video. Pew pew pew.